what really defines a doctor? I mean, especially now in an age where artificial intelligence can diagnose things with, well, frankly, startling accuracy.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah. Today on Deep Dive, we're exploring exactly that. We're looking at this really compelling letter from a medical professional, Charlene J.Y. Liew. She's a radiologist over at Changji General Hospital.
Right. And she lays out this fascinating roadmap. It's about how clinicians can, not just survive what's coming with AI, but actually thrive.
Exactly. Thrive as AI reshapes healthcare.
So our mission today really is to kind of distill the key insights from her piece. We're looking at how healthcare, maybe think of it as an organization, can strategically use its strength and differentiate itself against these powerful new technological forces. It's almost like applying classic industrial strategy.
Which sounds a bit odd for medicine, maybe.
It does. But we'll unpack how AI is already, changing the game, what that means for you, the patient, and really importantly for the clinicians serving you.
It's definitely an unexpected angle. The letter argues that a framework, Michael Porter's generic strategies from the, late 1970s?
Yeah, that's the one. Designed for business competition.
Right. And it holds these surprisingly relevant keys for medicine today. Okay, let's dig into that.
Let's do it.
So we all kind of know AI is making its way into medicine, but the speed of it all, it feels genuinely unprecedented now.
You're absolutely right. It's not that AI is totally new to medicine. I mean, radiologists, like the author, they were actually pioneers with AI in medical imaging way back in the 80s.
Oh, really? Back then?
Yeah. But what we've seen in, say, the last 5 to 10 years, these are genuinely substantial new innovations, mostly driven by deep learning methods, especially for image detection, classification.
Okay, so it's a real step change.
It's a profound leap, I'd say. Yeah.
And how accurate are we talking? Are these systems just, helping out, or are they starting to actually outperform doctors in some areas?
That's where it gets really interesting. The source gives some pretty eye-opening examples. Current artificial neural networks, they've achieved accuracy rates that actually surpass human radiologists in certain very specific narrow-based tasks.
Like what?
Like detecting nodules in scans. They also outperform pathologists in finding lymph node metastasis from breast cancer.
Wow.
And get this, for vision-threatening diabetic retinopathy, these systems are probably very close to parity with ophthalmologists. The letter cites a figure, an area under the curve of 0.958.
Which sounds high.
It's incredibly high. For listeners, that's a statistical measure, basically meaning it's extremely good at telling the difference between healthy and diseased states.
Yeah.
Very few false alarms, very few misses. Crucial in medicine, right?
Absolutely crucial. Those stats are, they're compelling. Does this disruption stop at images, though? Or are other areas feeling it too?
Oh, definitely not just images. Natural language processing, NLP, that's poised to really transform how electronic health records are used. Well, it makes all that text data in patient records much more accessible, more actionable for doctors day to day. And for researchers, it unlocks insights from huge amounts of information.
Right.
The big picture here is that healthcare is described as genuinely ripe for disruption. It's just set up for significant tech-driven change that could really alter how care is delivered.
Okay, so if AI is that powerful, it creates this whole new competitive landscape for clinicians. Which brings us back to Michael Porter.
Exactly.
You mentioned his classic framework, late 70s, competitive advantage strategies that, really shook up industrial strategy back then.
That's right. Porter usually talks about 3 generic strategies for businesses.
Yeah.
Cutting costs, differentiating your product or service, and focusing on a specific niche market.
Standard business school stuff, perhaps.
Kind of, yeah. But what's really clever here is how the author reframes it. It's not about applying it to, say, Pfizer as a company, but to healthcare as the organization that requires a strategic rethink.
Okay. So applying it to the profession or the system.
Precisely. It's about understanding the core value doctors provide, and then identifying the competitive forces threatening that value. Just like any industry faces new rivals or alternative products.
That is a different way to look at it.
Yeah.
So what are these competitive forces that the letter says clinicians are up against? Are these things happening now?
They're definitely materializing. The letter points out 2 main threats. First, private healthcare contractors.
Meaning?
Think of companies that might buy up these advanced AI technologies and then market diagnostic services directly to patients.
Oh, bypassing the doctor.
Potentially bypassing doctors entirely. That's the worry. You already see some direct-to-consumer health tech stuff hinting at this.
Okay, what's the second threat?
Equipment vendors. So the companies that make the CT scanners, the digital retinal cameras, all that diagnostic hardware,
Right.
their goal is potentially to integrate their business vertically. Think like Apple controlling hardware and software. They might try to bundle the AI analysis with the machine and offer a complete package, potentially cutting out the clinician as the interpreter.
Okay, so this isn't just theory. This really hits at how we, as patients, might get healthcare in the future. Who provides it, how we access it.
Exactly. The stakes are quite high.
Which leads us to the absolute core question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If AI gets so good at the detecting, the classifying, what's left for the human doctor? What does this all mean for clinicians going forward?
This is really the heart of the argument in the source. It suggests that clinicians' greatest strength, maybe ironically, isn't just the raw detection and classification anymore. It's
Yeah.
their ability to tap on collective and individual experience to make clinical judgments based on data. That judgment piece. That's where humans, clinicians, still outshine diagnostic algorithms.
So AI finds a what, the doctor determines the so what.
That's a great way to put it. AI spots the pattern, the anomaly. The human interprets it, integrates it with everything else they know about the specific patient, the context, the nuances.
And that's based on that deep experience curve you hear about. Can you maybe give us a sense of what that really involves?
Well, it's not just years on the job seeing patients, though that's obviously huge. The source emphasizes that this experience also stems from many years of undergraduate basic medical science training beforehand.
Ah, the foundational knowledge.
Exactly. That deep understanding of biology, physiology, pathology. It builds this complex framework for judgment that an algorithm, however well trained on data, just doesn't have in the same way. It lets them see the whole patient, not just the pixels or the data points.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do doctors currently use this? How do they differentiate themselves now, even before AI gets more dominant?
Right now, a key differentiator is their ability to integrate multimodal streams of data, pulling together information from the electronic health record, lab results, imaging, yes, but also talking to the patient, discussing with colleagues from different specialties, synthesizing all of it.
The big picture view.
Precisely. This holistic approach, combining diverse data and human expertise, creates what the author calls a very strong entry barrier against competitors who might just offer a narrow AI-only diagnostic slice.
Okay, so the path forward isn't just resisting AI, trying to block it. That sounds like, well, like a losing game.
And potentially unethical, right? The source is quite clear on this. Trying to stifle AI progress, maybe by withholding expertise from developers, would be unethical, if not impossible, if that tech genuinely helps patients.
So you can't just build walls.
No, the strategic goal has to be something different. It's about how to further differentiate ourselves by creating hybrid clinicians and AI as a form of collective intelligence.
Hybrid clinicians. I like that. Augmentation, not replacement.
That's the core idea. Yes.
So what are the specific sort of actionable strategies the letter proposes? How can clinicians actually do this? Be proactive.
Okay, the author outlines several interesting routes. First, clinicians changing their position in the market. Instead of just being users or consumers of AI,
Yeah.
they can become buyers to exert a strategic force, and even more powerfully, maybe through backward integration.
Backward integration, like making their own stuff.
Exactly. Instead of just buying expensive proprietary AI software from vendors, maybe clinicians and health systems start developing their own in-house AI solutions.
Is that feasible?
Well, the argument is that software is much easier to create than, say, a new MRI machine, and a lot of the underlying deep learning code is actually freely available on an open source basis. The author mentions their own department is already creating our own in-house AI tools.
Wow, okay. So taking control of the tech, that's a power move. What else?
Another strategy is described as the diversification of medicine into a broader field.
Meaning moving beyond just traditional diagnosis.
Sort of. It means clinicians becoming masters of integrating all kinds of data. We're talking genomics, metadata from devices, EHRs, biometrics from wearables, using everything to get a timely diagnosis, potentially around the clock.
Becoming true information specialists.
That's the term used, yes. And building an ecosystem around this, working closely with other specialists like pathologists, who are also information experts. This deeper, broader data integration creates an even greater competitive advantage.
Right. More holistic than just one AI reading one scan. Okay, makes sense. Is there a third strategy?
Yes, and this one is maybe more about the human touch. It's about cultivating the clinical brand through patient interaction.
How does that work with AI?
Well, the idea is if AI handles some routine tasks faster, it increases productivity. That potentially frees up clinician time.
Time for what?
Time for more face-to-face interactions, for doing things for patients rather than just to them, really fostering that relationship, that trust, and also making patients aware of how the AI is being used behind the scenes to make their care safer, more precise, and more patient-focused.
So leaning into the human connection, facilitated by the technology, freeing up time.
Exactly. It's using AI to enhance the human aspect of care, not diminish it.
That really seems to be the thread running through this, doesn't it? Almost counterintuitive. More tech leads to potentially more human-centered medicine.
That's the ultimate goal articulated here. It's about establishing clinicians augmented with AI as the future gold standard,
Yeah.
leveraging the tech to boost, not replace, that invaluable human element, making healthcare better, safer, more tailored.
What an incredible journey we've taken in this deep dive. We went from AI's raw diagnostic power to applying classic Porter business strategy to doctors,
Yeah, the surprising twist.
and landed on how clinicians can redefine their role, moving from just detection towards that deeper judgment, becoming these hybrid clinicians. It's quite an exciting prospect.
It really is. And just to reinforce, this isn't a story about doctors being replaced. It's a powerful argument for augmenting their skills, their capabilities.
Right.
The strategy is shifting towards using AI to make medicine safer, more precise, and more patient-focused, which allows clinicians to really double down on their unique strengths. That complex judgment, integrating tons of information, and, maybe most importantly, that human connection, empathy.
And thinking about this future, where AI handles more and more complex diagnostic stuff,
Yeah.
it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? It poses this big question for all of us, I think.
What's that?
How might the very definition of what it means to be a doctor, or maybe even what it means to be a patient, how might that evolve? Could it push the truly human parts, empathy, ethical choices, personalized care, even more to the forefront?
That's a profound thought to end on. What does doctoring look like when detection is automated?
Something for us all to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We hope you'll keep pondering these questions as the future of healthcare continues to unfold.